Welcome back to Bassel. So Power Rangers Beast Morphers is coming up relatively soon. We don't know when it's going to release because that whole thing has been very messy. It was originally supposed to come out this month, although it really doesn't look like it now, mainly because we're into February, and we don't have a trailer or anything like that. And there's a very good chance that it'll come out in April, and because of that, since there is definitely going to be a delay, I thought that I might as well get into a topic that I wasn't originally going to cover first because, we'd find out eventually, and the show was supposed to be coming out soon, but considering there could be another 2 months we have to wait till we see Beast Morphers, I thought I might as well cover it. So far, when it comes to Beast Morphers, it looks like we're going to be getting a lot of original footage, or a lot compared to previous seasons, especially in the Neo Saban area. I also wanted to talk about what that could mean for the show and the benefits that it can have, and compare it to another very fantastic season, RPM, which I have noticed has a lot of original footage, because I've been watching that recently. I had never really finished it, and I'm really going through it, and I'm almost done with it now, and I've realized how much original footage that they have in that show, and how much they value character development than just throwing as many Sentai scenes at us as they can. And why do we think that Beast Morphers is going to have a lot of original footage? One of the big culprits, and one of the big reasons why it really looks like it, is because of the character Blaze, or the Dark Ranger. As we all know, there is a dark version, or a Dark Ranger, in the Super Sentai equivalent of Beast Morphers, which was Go Busters. Thing is, this suit that is going to be used for this Ranger was only appeared in a handful of episodes, just a couple of episodes. But here, it looks like this Dark Ranger is going to be with us from the very beginning, and play a prominent role when it comes to the show. It looks like this because we've seen a lot of different set photos, and we've gotten quite a bit of announcements when it comes to merchandise for this particular character. If this character were to come in towards the end of the show, or the end of the season, and not play that much of a role, then they wouldn't have much of a presence when it comes to all of this merchandise. Quite a while ago, we got the announcement of, the phone cases and the notebooks and things like that. But just a couple of days ago, we got to see a lot of the figures that are coming out for Beast Morphers. That will launch pretty much when the show does, if not just a tiny bit afterwards, and the Dark Ranger was a very prominent figure. It was in the main line of figures. What, did we have like 5 different figures? We had the Red Ranger, Blue Ranger, Yellow Ranger, the Tronics, which is going to be the Henchman, and the Dark Ranger. These are very prominent figures, and some of the first ones that are going to be released, and they are going to be 6 inches. That gives us a pretty good indication that this Dark Ranger will be around from the very beginning, and we'll be seeing a lot of him. And like I said, we also had set photos. Now, if the Dark Buster from Go Busters only appeared in a couple of episodes towards the end of the show, then why are we seeing so much of this Dark Ranger? I personally think it has to do with a lot of original footage, and that's a good thing. Now that was something that we can look at right now and say, hey, that's hard evidence. Another thing is that we know that they remade a lot of the monster suits when it came to Go Busters, because those Super Sentai suits, they deteriorate after a while. After Super Sentai uses them, Power Rangers usually takes them in to film things like unmorphed fights, because they need that suit to do so, and they don't always want to remake them. But here's the thing, Go Busters aired in Japan in 2012, so like I said, and this was confirmed by Chip Lin, one of the writers on the show, that the monster suits can deteriorate pretty fast, and that if they didn't act quickly and, adapt to Go Busters, and this was like 3 years ago, that they wouldn't be able to do it. However, Hasbro or Saban Brands, whoever made that decision, decided to go back and do it anyways, but that also means that they had to remake most of the monster suits, and a lot of the suits in general when it comes to the entirety of the show. And if you're going to do that, then you're going to want to get the most use out of them as possible, and film a lot of original footage. And that's a good thing, like I said, because let's go back to RPM. I said how there was a lot of character development and unmorphed scenes, instead of them throwing a ton of Super Sentai at us all the time, because I've been rewatching that, and a big majority of the episodes, the Rangers aren't even morphed, and I've noticed there is a huge lack of Zord fights and even Sentai scenes, because you can tell when they go into a Sentai scene. It's pretty obvious. And because of that, the show is a lot better. Even the original scenes that they shot for that season, when even the characters were in the suits, still it was better than getting suited scenes from Sentai, because the writers and directors decide what goes into that particular fight scene. When you have a Sentai fight scene, you can only work off of what is given you. So that means a certain character is displayed on the screen for about 3 seconds. You have to decide what that character says, what exactly they do, and you're very limited in what that character can say and do and push the story further. If you have original footage and you're writing out these fight scenes brand new, you can do whatever you want with them, and most of the time it turns out way better because it flows much nicer because that combat matches the dialogue when it comes to the characters. I really do believe that's why RPM is one of the better seasons of Power Rangers, is because they use a lot more original footage. That means that the story can flow better, that the fight scenes itself can flow much nicer, and when you cram a bunch of Sentai into fight scenes or into the show in general, then it feels very cluttered and weird when it comes to the dialogue with the characters. Like Dino Charge, a lot of people had problems with that because they, for the Sentai scenes, they just spout a bunch of nonsense in the fight scenes because, what else are they going to say? Are they going to copy what they said in Sentai? Really, the writers have to decide, okay, this character's going to be on screen for 2 seconds, and we want them to say something. What are they going to say? But I rest my case. I really think that Beast Morphers can and will turn out better because of this, and it's pretty obvious that we're going to be getting more original footage than a lot of recent seasons. How much, I really don't know, but we're going to have to wait until the show comes out. Like I said, I wasn't going to make this video originally because the show was supposed to come out this month while I make it, but considering it could be delayed for about 2 months, I decided this is worth talking about and discussing before the show actually eventually airs. And also, if they're forced to make more original footage, they're also forced to decide what to put in there and think a lot harder when it comes to the dialogue and fight scenes and really anything they do. So that's another point that I want to make, is that they're kind of forced to do a better job when they do more original footage. So that's another thing that you have to think about. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you all did enjoy. Tell me in the comments below, are you excited for Power Rangers Beast Morphers? Do you think it's a good thing for us to have more original footage? What are you looking forward to most in the show? And with that being said, everybody, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.